The informed consent process we have is very formal, it's very standardized, it's usually completely inappropriate for these kinds of field settings. What you disclose, what makes sense to people, very much depends upon who you're talking to and what kind of context you're in. Very few of my informants want to sign anything. Anything. They're coming out of a long-term history of police state in Brazil. They don't like signing things. Many of them don't read comfortably, and they don't like to admit that they don't read comfortably, so they don't like to sign anything. They also don't like to be recorded. One of the only times I've ever had a really horrible interaction with one of my informants, he publicly, in front of a huge event like this, stood up and harangued me that I was recording him to steal his ideas and to steal his stuff and take it back to the United States and sell it. The irony was I'd never actually recorded him. I had recorded other people, I had never recorded him or photographed him, but he insisted I was stealing his image and what he was teaching to sell it to Americans who would pay a lot of money. It was more of an attempt to secure his own position. And even though I was mortified, I later found out this was pretty standard practice for him to do this to people, not just me. So models of consent need to focus on the desired outcome, not the method. That is, not a signed consent form. I think that we have to stop considering it as a sort of a retroactive defense against potential litigation and think about, do people really understand what is going to happen with the things they tell us? Do people really understand what we're trying to accomplish? Are they on board with that? And that's what I think of as the consent process in fieldwork. Do they really get it? And sometimes it's very hard for them to understand because dissertation doesn't enter into their world. My grandmother didn't understand what I was doing. You know, she kept saying, "When are you going to finish your paper?" You know, I was doing my PhD. So like to say that people don't understand what you're going to publish it. What does that mean? You're going to publish it. You know, like that doesn't necessarily make sense in some of these contexts.